What's good? It's Jordan. Today I'll be talking to you about why they try to humble you. See, on this mission, on this journey, and on this path that you've been placed on, that we've all been placed on, we have to understand that there's going to be many people that try to humble you when you start to become the person that you're supposed to become in this life. When you start to be on your purpose, your mission, and your path, there's going to be people that try to stop you. We have to understand this early because if we don't understand this, we can be providing value to those that in reality want to hurt us, don't want to see us do better, don't want to see us elevate in our own personal lives. What we have to understand is when you start to become confident in yourself, when you start to be real with yourself, there's going to be people out here that don't like that. And the only thing that we can do is move on, move forward, move ahead, and learn that there's also people that want us to do good in this life. And there's also people that want us to be on the mission, the journey, and path that we're on. And we should hold those people closely. Those people who do not want to see us do good, who do not want us to win, remove them from our lives because at the end of the day, if we continue to keep people around us who don't want to see us win, who do not want to see us grow, who do not want us to prevail in this life, we're doing more harm than anything else. When you're around people who are valuable, they make you feel like you're valuable. People who are of low value make you feel like you're low value. When you're around people who are high value and people who know their worth, who know their value, who are confident within themselves, they will not try to humble you. They will not try to make you feel less than. They will actually uplift you. And we have to understand this. Somebody who's confident within themselves doesn't need to try to destroy somebody else in order for them to get further in this life. What we have to understand is only low value people do those things. Low value people prey on other people's downfall. Low value people try to destroy other people within their own personal lives and their own personal relationships. We have to understand what value we are and how we can understand the value that we're placed in. Because if we do not understand ourselves, the value that we're placed in, then we'll go into society not knowing and understanding. We have to understand that when you're confident in yourself, that nobody can stop you from being confident. Only you can stop yourself. We have to understand that whether we're in social settings, career path, anything, there's always going to be somebody that tries to humble you because they don't understand their self worth or their self value. They tie their self worth and their self value to external things. When you tie your self worth and your self value into external things, you do not have anything internally. We have to understand that in this life, everybody isn't going to understand their mission, their path, their purpose, their vision for themselves. Some people do not know that, and some people may not care to know it or understand it at this given moment. They may find it in the future. If so, that's great. If not, then so be it. But at the end of the day, you have to understand your self value. You have to understand how you feel about yourself at the end of the day, because if we determine how we feel about ourselves by what other people say, by how other people treat us, and all these different things, then we're never going to prevail in this life. And the thing that we all have to understand is there's going to be a turning point in your life where you don't understand yourself, where you don't understand what you want to do in this life, where you don't understand the mission, the path, and the purpose that you're heading towards. You're not going to be clear of that. And then there's going to be a time where you do understand those things, where you do understand the vision that you have for your life, where you do understand what life you want to live. And you may live within that life, but at the end of the day, just keeping people around that are holding you back and not propelling you forward is never going to help you. We have to learn to understand that in this life, There's going to only be two types of people who help you and people who destroy you. And we cannot be around those people who try to destroy us, especially if we're on our mission, our path, and our purpose. See, if somebody takes the time to destroy you, what you have to understand is that person is not living their own life to their fullest potential. That person is still living in the mind frame of low value. High value people do not do those things. High value people move on with their life because they know their value. They know what they bring in their own personal life and they know what they bring in other people's life. If you know that you're an individual and every time you go around people, it's an air of positivity. People feel like growing. People feel like wanting to be around you because you're positive. People feel like including you in things because you're positive. No one understands that you are a high value individual. But if you're around people and people don't want to be around you, every time they come around you, it's always an issue, it's always a problem. People don't want to be associated with you due to negativity. And every time that you're around other people and you try to make friends or have social settings, social groups, and people see that you're negative, it's never going to work. You have to understand that people also have the ability to have discernment. And somebody knows off the bat if you're positive or if you're a negative individual. So if you're a positive individual, give yourself applause for that. But if you're a negative individual, no one understand that if you continue to be negative, your life is just going to be filled with negativity. And we can't have that. We have to understand that. And oftentimes we're not cognizant of these things. And when you're not cognizant of these things, you go into the world with either a positive outlook or a negative outlook. And not to say that negative things aren't going to happen in your own personal life, but if you constantly tell yourself that you're just stuck in a negative zone and you'll never get out of that negative zone, then you'll stay stuck in that negative zone. And it's easier said than done when you're going through situations. But at the end of the day, if you live to see another day, understand that you're living for a reason and understand that your life is important, and oftentimes when we walk around in this life, even before meeting people, there's going to be people that try to humble you because they know your potential. They know how far you're able to take it within your own personal life, and they know the importance that you play in this life. We have to understand that oftentimes some people aren't confident within themselves. So when they see someone else is confident and they've built themselves through confidence without having to do the things that they've done within society, it hurts people. If someone is known for being an individual that tries to play the game through hierarchy and tries to do things with a mind frame of trying to appease the masters above, and they're constantly in that mind frame, and you come around now and the masters of above, quote unquote, like you genuinely, and they place you into position genuinely, someone else isn't going to like that if they had to get there from a next perspective and a next standpoint, if that makes sense. And we see this in career paths. You may step into a career path and your employer, boss, so to speak, whatever the case may be, may hire you. And you may work hard and work diligently, and they may like you for working hard and diligently. And someone else may come along and they may not be as hardworking as you, but they're able to kiss up to the boss, play favorites, and do all these things that the game wants them to do within society in order to get to a certain position. If they see that the masters that be, the boss and employer, so to speak, supervisor, likes you, and you didn't have to do that. You just had to be genuine and you just did your own thing. They're not going to like that. So everybody deals with these things. Either you can be the person that is genuine, or you could be the person that just tries to play the game of society in order to climb the social ladder. See, at the end of the day, the decision is yours, and we all have a decision to make. And we must understand that everyone isn't going to like you, and there's going to be people that try to humble you throughout everything because they may be insecure within themselves. They may not understand themselves, and they may not want to understand themselves. So it's best that we learn and understand that when people try to humble you, it's because they may see something within you that you may not be able to see within yourself at that given moment. So today, I'll be leaving you with this scripture, and I hope that this scripture helps you in your daily personal life today. Second Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn away from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and heal their land. Understand that in this life today, you have the power to make decisions within your life and control the outcomes of your life within this life today. I want to thank you for watching. Peace.